This grass feels funny, Kirby thought. It feels like pants.
So, I'm not gonna lie here, in a cosmic sort of way, this one is kind of funny. I don't get many ha-has when thinking about the soundtrack here, but when I think about it compared to regular epic yarns, the gap in their placement is... it's noticeable. What may not be so noticeable is how important you are to the success of these videos. I am so smart with these segues, so please, if you like what you see, please consider giving this video a like, maybe even ringing that notification bell after subscribing, and please tell me your thoughts of the soundtrack to Extra Epic Yarn in the comments. If you're super generous, you can check out my Patreon and get super cool perks, including early access to videos like this one. And heck, all the videos for the Kirby Month soundtrack ranking. Super duper big thanks to my head patting Fluffle fan Pup Trends, Biohazard, Dips Fiora, and remember Miss K says don't do drugs. Love you guys. Now, how about that extra epic yawn, huh? What makes this game extra epic compared to the original, which is your run-of-the-mill vanilla epic? Well, it's not the soundtrack, I can tell you that much. But similar to last time, let's start with some positives. Unlike Nightmare, which I mostly just disliked and got kinda sad about, this is a far more interesting case. In particular, a lot of this soundtrack is actually good, which, I know, I stand by this placement, keep watching, as was the case in the original. I'll get into the specifics of why I love a lot of these tracks when, inevitably, 10,000 years from now, we get to Epic Yarn, but know that the original tracks range from good enough to fantastic. Having the Epic Yarn soundtrack be portable is definitely a standout perk, is what I would say if that meant literally anything. YouTube on your phone or laptop, literally they're right there. But specifically, having the Epic Yarn experience while listening to the music is a nice plus you can, technically, only get with Extra Epic Yarn. The visuals of this game don't quite give off the wonderful vibes of the Wii version, but they can be serviceable. Emphasis on the word can, but it's another thing I'll get into later. But for now, having the game as cutesy as this, with a soundtrack this pleasant, on the go, is something I gotta give it credit for. So, I mean, okay, without being able to get too in-depth, since there is a game just like this down the line, it seems pretty positive so far. Good music, comfy vibes, Epic Yarn is a good game, so far so good. I feel like right now is when I'm gonna start to lose some people, and I'm gonna get a bit less jokey for a little while, so please hear me out before telling me I'm wrong in the comments. Feel free to do so after. I'll respond with up puppy upsetty or something. God, wow, I really can't go 5 seconds without making jokes, huh? But regardless, here we go. Opinion warning. Opinion warning. I briefly touched on this during the Nightmare video, and again, I'll be talking about it a lot during the entire month, but video game soundtracks for me are so much more than just the compositions. That's obviously a big part of what they are, but it's the entire moment of the experience when you hear it for the first time. Using this game as an example, when you begin the first level and hear the vibrant and cheery do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do in the background, or when you fight a boss like Day-to-Day or Meta Knight and hear a groovy arrange of their boss music, I associate those strong opening notes from Meta Knight's theme to when you start that fight, he gets possessed and challenges you, for example. And right there is where my problems are with the soundtrack for Extra Epic Yarn. I have others, and I'll be sure to get into them after the main talking point, but Extra Epic Yarn pretty infamously added stuff that does not fit with the vibe of Epic Yarn at all. In the case of the music, the brand new Devilish mode was an attempt to make the game a bit more traditionally challenging. I have my own thoughts on that, but to specifically talk about what it did to the soundtrack, every time you play through a level, you get to hear the wonderful music to lure you into thinking you're gonna have a good time before playing this annoying repetitious loop. I never timed how long it actually is, but it feels like I swear it's only 5 or 10 seconds long. It's so short. So how do you get rid of this annoyance? Just defeat that little bat on the screen and you're golden. Then the Epic Yarn music of delight comes back and you enjoy yourself for a few more seconds, and then you hear the loop again. Kill the bat, be happy, bat comes back, you're unhappy, rinse, repeat. Ugh, the bat isn't even that threatening, meaning there's virtually no point in even going after it, except to get rid of that annoying loop. And okay, yeah, I can turn the volume off, but Then I'm playing the entire game without listening to the music, which to me is an integral part of any game, but especially one as artistic as Epic Yarn. It's a very weak argument to me anyway, since I want to jam to Kirby music if I can. Don't tell me to turn that off. It's good stuff. But that's just the devilish mode, right? They give you the ability to play the game regularly with no annoying bat to go after, right? The answer to that is yes, but for me, there is a huge caveat. Regular Epic Yarn is not that fun of a game to play. I love it, but when I play it, I'm looking for more of an experience than a game. The visuals, the music, the overall aesthetics of Yarn and crafts coming together to make me feel like I can touch the screen and feel that yarn, you know? The game itself is fine, it's got some nifty ideas, but I wouldn't call it the most interesting either. Extra Epic Yarn, being on the 3DS, has none of that going for it, so what you're left with is a game that, well, not bad, I guess, I would not call good at all. And this is now what I'm associating the good music with, a game that doesn't have very many high points. Now I just want to go back to the original and re-experience the delightful music there again, making this version worthless. What I'm trying to say is, when I think of the good music in Extra Epic Yarn, I'm either associating it with boring gameplay or a frustrating 5 air quotes second loop. And there are Kirby soundtracks that I love that I tie with games I'm really not that crazy about, but not only are those soundtracks not tied to another game whose music strictly makes me feel way better than this one does, I'm also not primarily thinking of an obnoxious 5-second loop the whole time. Seriously, I can't tell you just how much this one thing kills this whole soundtrack for me. So why do I rank it above Nightmare in Dreamland? One main reason, and as harsh as this is going to sound, at least I like the music here for the few seconds that it actually plays. Can Nightmare pull that off? Oh my god, no, that wasn't an invitation to start playing Nightmare music. No. Otherwise, these have a lot of the same problems, and while I think Nightmare is a bit less interesting of a start than Extra Epic Yarn was, I'm at least glad I held it off because, I mean, yeah, I do prefer Extra Epic Yarn music to Nightmare. And hey, you know what? If you can believe it, I'm already done with the soundtracks that I don't like. Everything from here on ranges from alright and onward, leaving these two in a very awkward spot. Fine with me, so hopefully it's fine with you too. And if it isn't, I'm sorry, I don't want to make you sad. If that said, I do see you in another video. I have been Claire. Thank you all so much for watching, and the positivity will start soon. Bye!